There is optimism that the government led by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim will last. Nik Nazmi Ahmad, the new Natural Resources, Environment and Climate Change Minister, believes that this is because Anwar's government brings some much-needed stability to the nation.
I do. I think there's a huge desire for stability. You speak to businesses, you speak to civil servants, you speak to civil society. What do you call that? And you know, the fact that there was no majority. So you need some form of government.
In an interview with Malaysiakini, Nik Nazmi also said that Malaysians want to see an end to the politicking since the low point of the 2020 Sheraton Move.
Having gone through Sheraton Move and beyond, I think people appreciated that we now have 2/3 majority. So I think that we have to use the goodwill in the fact that Datuk Sri Anwar is Prime Minister after 24 years, right? And then you have this sort of cross-party alliance, unity government in place. We have to make use of what we have now.
Nik Nazmi added that this goodwill must not be squandered.
We see how Indonesia is growing. We see how Vietnam is growing. And I think there's a lot of desire that, you know, for us to catch up. And I think there's a lot of international interest in Malaysia right now. And I think that sense of stability, I think, is important.
Last week, Anwar passed the motion of confidence tabled in the Dewan Rakyat to confirm his legitimacy as the Prime Minister through a voice vote. In another test of the government's strength, newly appointed Dewan Rakyat Speaker Johari Abdul garnered 147 votes, one shy of a 2/3 majority. Nik Nazmi also admitted that one factor in bringing together the parties in the government was a collective fear of the growing influence of PAS.
People are all quite concerned about the PN, the rise of PN. And that sort of, whether for better or for worse, it has sort of brought the unity government together. And I think, but at the same time, it's important to engage and not be dismissive. We have to understand why not just the East Coast, the North, even parts of Selangor. In my area, to be honest, I did not expect PN to be the number 2 party.
Nik Nazmi won the Setiawangsa parliamentary seat with 34,000 votes, a majority of over 12,000 over PN's Nurul Fadzila Kamaluddin, who bagged 22,000 votes.